I did about as bad as I possibly could do on my predictions for the Tough Live 15 finale event. I got almost everything wrong. I am pleased to say, though, that at least the predictions that I've seen, a lot of other people got quite a lot of things wrong as well. The one major, well, there were two major upsets, so I hear. The first was that lots of other people thought Al Quinta would win as well, so it wasn't just me randomly picking that. But he didn't. So, and people are saying that actually they're quite surprised by that on the whole. The second thing is, of course, the main event. Now, Martin Kampmann and Jake Ellenberger, that's the one. You know, there's two things which are interesting about this bout. Martin Kampmann has chosen to strike recently, or to focus on striking recently, rather than the ground game, which he's very good at. Striking, I don't know, really. I would say possibly not as good as some, and I think that has been his problem recently, is that he may get wins from, you know, comebacks, so to speak, but he's not likely to win a decision with the way he fights if he's concentrating on striking, and that is obvious throughout the match that he won with Jake Ellenberger. Jake Ellenberger was just a far better striker. There were problems with Jake Ellenberger's striking technique, and Martin Kampmann did very well in capitalising on those issues. One of the things was that he just had his hands down all the time, and Martin Kampmann never dropped his hands, not at all. And secondly, Jake Ellenberger would kind of get carried away a little bit, and he would become a little bit sort of shoddy in his striking, opening him up. And it's the opening himself up during those sort of bouts where he's forever pushing forwards, trying to strike, but leaving himself wide open, that Martin Kampmann was able to strike. The way Martin Kampmann finished the fight was from the clinch, and he used knees. He really needs to focus now on dirty boxing, because I think that that's his way. That would be the perfect way for him to be able to strike effectively. I don't think that he can rely forever on capitalising on other strikers' mistakes. I do think what he can do is perfect his clinch work with striking, thereby not engaging in the same way, making him more likely to go into a clinch in which he'll be more successful. So those are the two things that I've drawn from this, because that's basically about all that I knew. You'll also recall that in the predictions video, the only really interesting point that I had to speak about was Max Holloway, and I am going to award him Fighter of the Card, but there is a question that lingers in my mind, and this question is it's symbolic in two ways. First, I want to ask the question: would Max Holloway have won the bout had the leg lock right in the last 10 seconds of the first round actually happened, I don't know, say 30 seconds or even a minute before the end of the round? And the second thing, the reason why this is sort of reasonably symbolic, is when I was speaking about Max Holloway on my predictions video, one of the things that I was talking about was his use of, or his past use, of the same nickname that Jens Pulver has. And one of the prevailing questions of Jens Pulver's reign when he was the champion, was in the match that he won by decision against BJ Penn. And the question was always, had the submission attempt, and I think it was an armbar in his case, had the submission attempt by BJ Penn happened again a minute, say, before the end of the round, would Jens Pulver have won that match? We will never know. We will never know, in the same way we will never know whether Pat Schilling could have won. But I thought it was an interesting, as I don't really have a lot to say, to be honest, about the card. I didn't watch Tough, and I don't know any of the people that were fighting particularly. I thought I would just make that point as a matter of trivia.